Welcome to our community forum, working together for the people of Wellingborough. Today's agenda, we've got introductions, we're just going to say hello to each other, tell each other who we are, and then most of it's going to be about what's on in Wellingborough. So everybody who's attending is just going to tell you what they're doing, and then we're going to share with you what other people around the town are doing as well. And then we're going to have a look at working together, plus also we might touch on the election as well at the end. And what we do with all that information, some people have got logins, other people just send me the details, is we put it on our website, which is wellingborough.org. So if you want to share more, you can use our forum, the forum that we all talk to with each other on a Friday, or you can join our email list or our WhatsApp group, or of course you can join in on our Facebook and Nextdoor groups too. So Facebook is Wellingborough Forum, and we've also got the Wellingborough Organisations Community Forum, and the addresses are on there for you if you wanted to sort of have a look at those. Once these things are on there, myself, Co-op Member Pioneer for Wellingborough, Rushden and Higham, we'll give you a shout out with a wow, what's on Wellingborough, or if you happen to be in Rushden or Higham, that's a rah, what's on Rushden and Higham. So we'll share that across social media to give you a bit of a big up to try and get things happening in our town. So welcome to the community forum. We are Wellingborough organisations and also a couple of representatives from council organisations. Would everybody like to introduce themselves to each other? Shall we start with Bridette, because she's the one on my screen.
Hi there, I'm Bridette Ledgerwood. I'm the Local Area Partnership Coordinator. The Local Area Partnership, for people that don't know, is part of the Integrated Care Service for Northamptonshire, and we are looking to bring together statutory organisations with voluntary organisations and community and resident organisations to identify and work on improving the wider determinants of health at a really local level.
Fabulous. If we go through the people that are on the screen, I'm going to press another button, Joe. We do seem to have lost Joe from the council, so hopefully she's going to join us again soon. Marion, would you like to go next?
Yeah, my name's Marion Turner-Hawes. I wear quite a few hats. I'm the coordinator of the Wellingborough Climate Action Project, which is hosted by Glamis Hall for All. I am a town councillor on Wellingborough Town Council for the Isbrook Ward, a coordinator for Street Watch, a member of the Police Independent Advisory Group, and one of the directors and chair of Wellingborough Walks Action Group, which is trying to save the protected trees down on London Road. And I am now standing to be the next the next MP for our next parliamentary. Start again. Yeah, been up late. I'm now standing to be the next MP for Wellingborough in the Wellingborough by-election. So you might have seen my name around. Yeah, so a few things to do. Thank you.
Fabulous. So if we go sort of clockwise in here, I believe Will's closest to the screen. So if you'd like to go next.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm the new Community Services Manager for Mind in Wellingborough. So I started in November last year, and my role is to make sure that Mind and the work that Mind does and the wider mental health agenda is well represented within Wellingborough.
Fabulous. And Joe?
I'm Joe. I'm manager at Glamis Hall for All. We run an over 50s day centre Monday to Friday, and we're a venue for hire. As Marion said, we've been hosting the Climate Action Project. We host Wellingborough Eco Group.
You do.
Various events. Yeah, and anything else I can come up with.
And that's lots more too. Joanne's just joined us. Would you like to introduce yourself to everybody, Joanne?
Hi, I'm Joanne. I'm a Deputy Clerk of Wellingborough Town Council.
Yay.
And last but possibly least is myself. I'm Jonathan. I'm the Co-op Member Pioneer for Wellingborough, Rushden and Higham Ferrers. I'm doing this as part of my job, so that's
why it's got co-op logos everywhere. I'm also treasurer for the Wellingborough Eco Group. So I help to run the Eco Group, including where we are, the Eco Hub. We've got loads of stuff going on at the moment. It's absolutely mental. I am webmaster for the Wellingborough Organisations website as well, which is the website basically for this forum. And I'm also the treasurer for Ladywell Allotment. So I do quite a bit. You may have seen, or you've seen some of the faces that are on here on my advent calendar, of course, during December. So thank you everybody that took part in that. So that's probably enough of introducing everybody. What we move on to next, obviously I can't show you the slides because technology says no. But what we do next is just sort of tell each other what we're all doing. So if we try and go back round in that order, and I think it was you, Bridette, that started. If you've got any events or any sort of stuff that's coming up that you'd like to share with everybody, or any opportunities even for everybody to get involved with, please share them and then we'll pass it on.
Okay, thank you very much. So there are two local area partnerships in Wellingborough, the Wellingborough East and Wellingborough West. Wellingborough East is working on supporting people with substance misuse, and we have our task group which will be meeting on Monday morning at 10 o'clock in the Oasis room in Wollaston, which well, some of you have already got invites, I know. I think Joe and Will both have anyway. Anybody who has an interest is welcome to come and join us, and we're working together. It's quite new, it's only our second task group for that topic, so we're still kind of at the stage of identifying our objectives and what work we're going to do around that in the area. And in Wellingborough West, we're working on access to household essentials, and we have penciled in a working group meeting for the 9th of February. I'm just trying to find a venue for it, which I will send around as soon as I have that confirmed. Both the LAPs in Wellingborough are also working on children's, young people's voice and empowerment in the Wellingborough area. And there are ongoing task groups around that and various activities. We don't have any events dated to come up at the moment, but there's a lot of stuff going on there. If people want to get involved in it, then we are all welcome. And there is a lap, there'll be Wellingborough East and Wellingborough West laps at the end of February. Again, venues to be confirmed, and I will send out invites for those as soon as we have the place.
Super duper, thank you for that. Where's she gone? Is she still with us? Have a look.
Yeah.
I believe, was it you next, Marion? Must have been.
Yeah, it can be.
Go on then.
Okay, so as part of the Wellingborough Climate Action Project, we've been working with partners to create, so the project's been going since this time in 2022, so it's just nearly 2 years now, and we've been working to help people understand the climate emergency better and see what we can do as individuals, communities and organisations to respond proactively and help us transition to more sustainable communities. As part of the project initially we did climate conversations, then we did which we did jointly with the town council, and then we did a number of workshops on different aspects of life and how we can take action to cut our carbon emissions, but also to transition to better ways of living. So whether it's about reducing energy use, transitioning to renewable energy sources, looking at more sustainable food, more sustainable transport options, how we do up and better insulate our homes, retrofit our homes. So also as part of the project, I played a role for Glamis in terms of learning how to map the carbon emissions of Glamis Hall as an organisation, and I've been helping through the Wellingborough Town Council's Climate Action Group to also show other organisations how to do that, how to map their own carbon emissions and how to take action and create a carbon reduction plan, or as we call it, a carbon reduction and sustainability plan, to help people, help organisations move on. And in fact, I'll be talking about that tonight with trustees from Glamis Hall as we review their plan. And it's been a real eye opener and a very insightful process. And I'm sure Joe can give testimony to that later, in terms of understanding our impacts, but also then seeing the practical actions that we can take and how we can work and need to work with others to make those benefits. And then, I mean, the idea with the project was to also, you know, it's really important that Glamis Hall is doing the work so that it can also share its story with other organisations, and that we can share our stories with other people in the community about how we act. So another big part of it has been looking at how to improve the energy efficiency of homes, not just to cut carbon emissions, but also to reduce bills and help people have a better experience of their homes, which obviously is really important anyway, and is even more important at the moment. So we've been looking at and really trying to show people that it is both sides of the same coin. You might talk about carbon reduction, but you can get carbon reduction and you can save money and have a better experience of living at home. The same challenge is there for businesses and organisations, because many organisations that are supporting, you know, that would be usually part of the Resilience Forum, have got their own bases. They're struggling to keep going with the energy bills and other costs. So we've been, by working with Glamis, we're also looking at ways to show those organisations that are vital to supporting vulnerable people and people with a range of needs across the area to be able to be sustained. And without those community organisations, many people just wouldn't be able to cope. So it's really important that we think on all the different layers when we're trying to see about changing the way we live and developing benefits for that. So that's a big part of what we've been doing, and as part of this we've been working to create a community retrofit network or a hub. We're looking at creating a hub at the moment to help. We discovered a lot of people haven't got a clue what to do to their homes in terms of energy efficiency, what it would cost, how those different measures would land in their homes, and where, if they know what to do, where to go and actually get it, as well as actually having the resources to be able to do it. I mean, so give you a few figures. There are 23,000 homes in Wellingborough town, and the government is trying to get all properties in the country to EPC band C level. Everybody understand what an EPC is? Energy Performance Certificate. Band C level by 2035. Now, if I tell you there's about 52% of all properties in Wellingborough town are below band C, so that's just about 12,000 properties that need upgrading just to get to band C. And most properties, when they're at band C, it doesn't mean to say they're generating their own power or anything. That's just to get to a comfortable sort of insulation level. So there's a lot of work to do, and there's very little action happening to actually do it. There is some work happening in the social housing sector to help people, but it's really important that it's not just that we do the work, we understand how we're doing it, because one of the big issues in housing at the moment is about mold and other ventilation problems in properties. And if we don't do retrofits properly, this can cause more problems in that regard. So there's a lot of work to do. We've been trying to create the hub. Last year we went for a bid with the National Lottery alongside an organisation called Electric Corby, or Electric Places. And we weren't successful, but we're continuing, and we're looking at putting in a bid to the Energy Redress Fund for a smaller pot of money. But basically, a lot of people in our communities and a lot of organisations need some steer and some direction about how to take action. And that's what we've been trying to help with. The other thing I'm actually doing, obviously, at the moment is I'm standing for Parliament. So that is taking all my life up at the moment.
We were going to talk about the Parliament later, Marion, if we've got time.
Right, because I don't know what's on your agenda.
No, I was going to share it with you, but like I say, we had a couple of technical issues earlier.
So I'll pause on that then for the moment. Just to say on the trees side, I hope everybody's been aware of the Wellingborough Walk's action to try and prevent the felling of any more of the protected trees on London Road in Wellingborough. Is everybody aware of that action? Yeah, so obviously we, members of the community, just spontaneously, but again about this time last year, step forward to stop the felling of those trees. We did lose 16 of them, but we managed to save about 45, and we're working to permanently do that. So we have, after lots of conversation and attempts to try and work with both the council and the developer to protect the rest of the trees, unfortunately that hasn't come to fruition, so we had to take the case to court, and we've now got a date. We're going to the High Court on the 30th of April to take our case forward and hopefully find a way of protecting those trees going forward. So myself and others are basically working hard at the moment to raise all the funds we need to get to court, and we needed 30,000 to get to court. We've raised just over 20,000, I believe, Jonathan, that's right. And
yeah, obviously I'm part of that as well. And of course, we've got a fundraising event on Saturday, bingo night. So yours truly has got the biggest gob, I think. So I get the pleasure of sort of presenting that. But yeah, that's the good. We've sold, I think, 82 tickets to that at the moment. So we might be able to shoehorn a couple more in, Marion, but it's getting fairly chocker, isn't it? Which is great. Absolutely great. And those events usually raise us between £1,000 and £1,500. So like £1,500 towards the cause. We're going to do a few more events before April, Marion. We've got a few more in the pipeline, possibly a music event, possibly another quiz. So do keep an eye out on the Save Our Trees website, which is saveourtrees.co.uk, and obviously all across social media. And I'm sure Marion, in our electoral campaign, will be highlighting that quite a lot as well. So keep an eye on Marion's election campaign. And we will be touching on that later, Marion. If you don't mind, we'll try and move on to somebody else. We've got Joanne came in after Will, I think. Should we go with somebody in the room, and then we'll go on to Joanne, and then we'll go to the other Joe, then possibly me. So would you like to go for it, Will?
So for these last few months, we've been kind of refocusing what the offer is for Mind in Wellingborough. We've done a bit of a consultation with local community and our current service users, and we have opened some more peer support and open access groups. So we currently have an Artful Minds group, which is around art and mental health. We have a Musical Minds group, which is around music and mental health. And the Musical Minds and Artful Minds are now starting to produce some work and get out and around. They're looking at open mic nights and looking at performing in the community. And the Artful Minds are looking at doing a community exhibition at some point in the future. So they've kind of moved to have a bit of a focus and to get out in the community. We've just launched a Men's Minds group. We've had lots of our service users saying that men's mental health is key to them, so we are launching a men's group. And the other thing that our service users said they would like is looking at reducing our waiting times. So at the moment we've got quite long waiting times for one-to-one emotional support, counselling, and on some of our training and courses that we deliver. So we're about to introduce an open hub where people can come in and get their assessment on the day, as opposed to waiting for it. And fingers crossed that will help us reduce some of our waiting times for accessing the services down. I suppose bigger news from Northamptonshire Mind. It's our 60th year of operating. So wow. Going right back to the beginning of when Northamptonshire Mind was formed. So there's going to be lots of celebration events this year across the year, and you will be bored of hearing what is going on around mental health and mind and Northamptonshire Mind. But Wellingborough is definitely at the centre of that. Just geographically placed, we're kind of central to all of our mind hubs, and so a lot of those kind of celebrations and events are going to be taking place in and around Wellingborough.
Fantastic. Something that's happening on the 1st of February, if you don't mind me interjecting at that point, is a thing that the co-op, well, it's Mind are doing it in conjunction with the co-op. It's called Time to Talk Day. We do have a couple of events planned in Wellingborough already. I'm not sure, have you got anything planned for that, Will?
So we've got an open hub on that day where people can drop in, have a cup of tea, have a chat, and there's some big displays going up around our buildings, on the outside of our buildings for it.
Fantastic. In Wellingborough,
In Wellingborough,
Havelock Street, is it?
Yeah,
Havelock Street. Fantastic. What time's that to and from?
So that'd be 10 till 2.
Well, that's rather embarrassing because at 10 till 2 in the Eco Hub, we're also having a time to talk day. Oh, I do like a bit of coordination. So our Happy Cafe at Eco Hub is open 10 till 2 every Thursday. We're taking over, the co-op's taking over for the day. So we'll be doing loads of games and stuff like that. And obviously, if people have had enough of us, they'll be going down to Mind on Havelock Street. We've also got an event happening in a pub. My fellow member pioneer, Kat from, well, she's from Wilby, but she actually represents Urchester and Wollaston, is having an event from 7 o'clock in the Kingfisher pub on the High Street. So lots going on for that. Do keep out on an eye on the socials. We'll be posting. Marion's got her hands up.
Yeah, just to ask Will, you said about Artful Mind and Music Mind. Just, well, it's more of a suggestion really. Are you doing anything around Sports Mind? Because obviously a lot of people get relief from mental health issues.
At the moment, we're putting some bids together to support. So our next set of developments really is looking at active minds, activities and fitness. So working with Northamptonshire Sports around that. We're looking at our diversity and inclusion stuff. So we have seen an increase in trans people needing support. So we're looking at those kind of diversity, LGBTQIA+ and diverse communities. We're looking at those transitions from 18-year-olds from pre-18, so young people into becoming 18, and suddenly lots of services stop and there's this big drop. So we've just launched a connection project, which is the 18 to 25-year-old project. So they're all in their very early stages because of funding and putting in funding bids. And the last one is about turning the outdoor space we have on Havelock Street as a usable kind of oasis in the town, where it can have plants that will encourage bees and butterflies, and our service users can kind of do a bit of work around that. So they're kind of in the pipeline at the moment, but nothing to report as yet because it's such early stages in terms of looking for funding and the small pots of money that it would take to get those up and running.
I'd love to go and see all of that. I'm sure some of the people on here would too. And like I say, the co-op is a long-standing supporter of mine, so I could actually go in there with an official hat on rather than just being nosy, which is me as well, obviously. But then what can I say? There you go. Joanne, would you like to tell us what Wellingborough Town Council are doing?
Okie dokie. So this Sunday we've got the Holocaust Memorial event up at Swanspool Gardens. There's a display in Swanspool Pavilion of lots of things that have been found over the years that's available to see. And then there's refreshments after the service as well. On the 10th of February, we have our pancake race. It's the third one. So sign up on our website and come and take place, and you can walk really fast around the route, flipping a pancake as you go along, and having some great fun there. Sign up sheets are on our website under the events page. We've still got the Wendell Walk going ahead, so we've got lots of stalls that we require. So anybody that wants to have a stall, any volunteers that anybody knows of that would like to come and help us out for the weekend. And this year we've got a new road route, a 25k road route, which will go through the villages and the towns in the Wellingborough area, which is all exciting to get up and running for this year as well. And then next week I pick up our next newsletter, the Well Informed. So that'll be coming out. So I'll be delivering them out to the Swansgate Centre, the library. I'll come to the Eco Hub and to Glamis Hall and to lots of other areas that I deliver it to. And it's available online as well. Yeah, I think that's it for now. And of course, we've got the Carnival and Party in the Park in July, which is slowly, coming together as well.
That's good. I think Marion's got a hand up. So would you like to ask a question, Marion?
Yeah, I hope it's all right, Joe. The pancake race then, do you need stalls for the pancake race? I know Jonathan was thinking about.
To be truthful, I don't know. I don't think so. No, it'd be good to drop Emma, our projects officer, an email just to ask. So her email's at wellingboroughtowncouncil.gov.uk. She's the lovely lady that organises all these events for us. So drop her an email and she'll be able to point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
And where is it going to be running from the Hind up to the Swansgate again, or will you be using the
It's
old-
somewhere in the Market Square, Market Street, Market Square kind of area. So I know Emma's got a route planned out, which will be visible on the day. It will be all barriered off, and yeah, lots of things that happen.
So it'll be on the Market Square where the stalls were, but not now.
Either that or Market Street outside Castella Lounge. As I say, you'll have to contact Emma. Unfortunately, it's a need to know basis, and I don't think I need to know. So
That's a bit rough, isn't it? Would you like to say something, Joe? Or was that just a cough?
No, I'm struggling to breathe.
Oh, okay. There was a noise from my right here, so I just thought that was an interjection. There is something else the town council are just trying to launch. It's called the Why Wait campaign. Do you know anything about that, Joe?
yes, the climate change one. Yes.
Yeah. So we obviously, with Marion on the call and obviously myself with my eco group hat, I have taken the liberty already to include that on our website. Would you believe, Joanne? So
Fantastic. I'll take a look.
if you have a look at wellingboroughecogroup.org.uk/y-wait, then you'll have a look at sort of your plan with sort of stuff that we're already doing at the eco group on it. I was going to send it to Sally for her approval, but I never got around to it, I must admit, because I'm easily distracted, obviously. Have you still got your hand up, Marion, or is that something?
I'll put it back up again. Basically, to follow up on what you were saying about the Why Wait campaign, as I was sharing earlier on today, the town council's got its it's got a special meeting on Monday to carry on with work that we weren't able to finish the other week. And one of the things on the agenda is about the climate action working group for the town and the climate and biodiversity strategy that the council is being presented with. So if anybody wants to come along and either speak at that meeting or just attend to see about both the budget or that, and there's a few actions in relation to Swans Pool Pavilion as well.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few things to consider on the agenda, which would be of interest.
What time is it, Marion? Where is it?
It's 7 o'clock and it's at Swans Pool House. Maybe Joe can help me on this, but if you want to register, I mean, would people be able to obviously register today? Can they register over the weekend, Joe, or is that too late?
I think today possibly would be the last time to be able to register to speak. However, obviously, if Sally picks it up on Monday morning, it'll be clerk's discretion and the chair's discretion if you can talk anyway. So
yeah,
then you'd be limited to 3 minutes anyway, which is probably a relief to some and a bit of frustration for others. Okay, who haven't we had yet, Joe? It's you, I think. I think you're next. You can go next. Yeah, go on then.
Right, so things going on at Glamis at the moment. Obviously, we've got our day centre Monday to Friday, theatre, dance, gymnastic, acrobatics, Zumba, bingo on a Tuesday afternoon, Premier League, Premier Kicks, football on Fridays. That's today. Next Friday will be line dancing because they meet the first Friday of the month. We had youth club last night with driving test centre on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Our next big event is the 10th of Feb, which is our car boot sale, indoor car boot. So anybody who wants a stall, let me know. That's filling up. And then I'm starting with stall holders booking stalls for the summer festival and for the Christmas festival already. So the summer festival is the 27th of July and the Christmas festival is the
got a leaflet around here somewhere, Joe.
14th of December.
Second Saturday in December.
Second
Saturday.
Yeah, what else have we got coming up? We've got a quiz night on the 17th of February. Teams of 6. Price includes food and there'll be a bar.
What time's that?
From 7.
That's all right, I won't miss that then. I can actually come to one of those. Woo!
We've got a hire on the 24th of February. There's a wrestling evening.
Get out.
Be a bit different. Yeah, we've got a wrestling night.
Do we pay to? Are you going in?
It's No,
Oh, it's not a participatory then.
no, not with the amount of painkillers I'm on.
No.
Yeah, we've got a group called Wrestle Force. They're in Corby on the Friday and they're here on the Saturday.
Wow.
Something different to bring the kids along to.
There's loads
We
of stuff
did do
going
it
on at
very
Glamis.
early on. We had a couple of hires that we did a wrestle night and they went down really well and they were good nights. No, they're not
Yeah.
late night either. It's only like 6 till 9, something like that. So it's not too late.
That sounds excellent. Talking about what's on in Glamis Hall and what's
we've
on
got-
generally. Go on, there's more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, what else is on is we obviously have the Eco Hub and everything that they're doing.
Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
I think.
And
Yeah.
I was going to say something else. You've thrown me off my
Sorry.
train of thought now.
You've got churches.
Oh, there's a partner event. I'll send details out to everybody on the 16th of February. It's in the afternoon, 2 till 4. It's a wellbeing event organised in conjunction with the DWP. So if anybody would like stalls at the event, please contact me and we will have a chat.
Don't press any buttons now. It's just told us we've got about 10 minutes left. So that's good because I won't take 10 minutes, I'm sure. And obviously we need at least 5 minutes to talk about the election campaign.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say is that if you wanted to know more about what's going on at Glamis Hall, and in fact, most of the places around the town, including the library, Hemingwell Centres, Victoria Centre to a certain extent, if you went to wellingborough.org/site/calendar, that has got quite a comprehensive list of things going on now. In fact, the library will actually refer to that when somebody goes in and asks them what's on. So it's on our website. It only works because we all contribute to it. So if we have anything on, I'm looking at you, Will, do contribute. Do either tell me or, like I say, the library have actually got their own login to that, so they update it themselves. So really quite a nice way of sharing things. And that's what this is all about, obviously. The only person not to have gone is me so far. So there you go. I've got 8 minutes and 49 seconds. So we're sitting in the Eco Hub. It's a busy little place. Bridette came last week, was it? Were we on the telly last week? Bridette actually starred on BBC Look East. She tried to avoid the camera, but they got her just over the clothes. So that day was a Tuesday, still our busiest day. That's got Swap Shop, which is basically a bring and buy sale. You can bring anything you want in and swap it for anything. Saves local people thousands of pounds, and it also saves thousands of items of clothes, bric-a-brac, toys, DVDs and books every year from going into landfill. And food's next, Joe, because that's actually called Food Sharers. We've chopped Swap Shop in half, if you like, and we're now doing something called Food Sharers, or have been for the last year. And that's a slightly different project, but that's going to empty local food banks and trying to reuse the stuff that they've got rather than it going into the bin, but also to collect from supermarkets, including the Co-op and Tesco's. And we generally save about 20 of those big sort of vegetable crates of food and look after between 50 and 70 people every Tuesday. Which is quite an immense sort of achievement. It's all for free. People can give us money, that'd be great. But the point is to try and save waste rather than to sort of make pennies out of it. On the back of the Swap Shop, we've got something called Surplus, which is me being clever with letters. It's SURP plus, School Uniform Reuse Project Plus. And that's in conjunction with Great Well Homes. We've got a huge array of school uniform now, so again works in exactly the same way as the school as the Swap Shop. And also what started it all, if you remember, crikey, how many ever years ago it was, is the Welly Wumbles on a Tuesday with the Tuesday tidy ups. You can come get your pickers. You can do that down the library, Victoria Centre, Hemingwell Centre as well, but we are obviously the main base for the Welly Wumbles. Stuff happens on a Thursday as well. We've also got Swap Shop. We've got Eco Crafters. We also have Happy Cafe, which is a food reuse cafe. So anybody can come into our Happy Cafe. It's a free winter warm space as well. We've extended it until 10 o'clock in the morning for the winter months because Northants Council have given us a few pennies, which is nice of them. We're busy on a Friday. We've got Eco Club for Kids, 10 till 12. We host a Polish community group on a Wednesday and Thursday. They regularly get 20 kids in here, which is amazing. So we need an extension, Joe, if you don't mind. We have a repair cafe on the 10th of February. Everything happens on the 10th of February, Joanne, from the council, I'm afraid. So as well as running a swap shop on the 10th of February and a repair cafe, hopefully running down there to chuck a few pancakes around and celebrating my birthday. Not that I'm fishing for any presents. That's quite a lot. Probably enough already, isn't it? There's also Seedy Saturday in Northampton if you wanted to go and get some seeds. What else do we do? Loads. Oh yeah, new project. Well done, Joe. Every other Monday, and we had one last Monday, so it's a week on Monday for the next one. We either meet at the Eco Hub 10 till 2 and go out for a free range to try and help nature in the local area. Every other one of those, we meet down at Ladywell allotments to cover the other side of town, but also to help nature on the allotment plots. So that's mainly on our community allotment, but as that develops, we'll be developing a copse at the back of the community allotment, which is basically a tip at the moment, and making that a lot more suitable for nature. Completely free to get involved with. The free range is in association with Grow Wild Outreach. We also do sapling savers. Marion's had a lovely picture of her holding a couple of trees. She's a sapling saver, but we implore anybody to be a More Trees Now sapling saver. And it's there to save saplings. So you get a tree grown in your garden, bring it into us or bring it down to the community allotment. We'll heal it in and grow it on in our tree nursery down there. We've currently got 150 trees. We've rehomed 150 trees, bizarrely enough, and they're as far afield as Findham, would you believe? Findham Town Council have got a few. And on Wednesday, I've just got in partnership with Higham Town Council, so the Nature Rangers might be starting off a volunteer group down on Riverside Park down there. So again, if anybody on this call's got other areas that they think they could do with a bit of love, that's what the Nature Rangers is all about. I've got a funny feeling that's about it, Joe. The only other hat that I've got to put on is, of course, my co-op hat, because as well as the Time to Talk days that I said a minute ago, the co-op's also going big for Barnardo's, and that's the week, Valentine's week. So if you want to come and support me getting cold outside the Barnardo's store on Gold Street on Saturday the 17th, I'll be there from 10 till 4 with a tombola, with a cake stall, with more bric-a-brac than you've ever seen in your life, a couple of gazebos. Don't know where they're going to go, but it's all good fun. And it's the first Saturday of the school holiday, so we could actually be rammed, or it could be quiet, but who knows? Who knows? So we're going big for Barnardo's with co-op. So there's an actual co-op sort of thing we're doing as well. We've probably only got about 5 minutes left. Oh, 2 minutes. So we'll just briefly touch on the election. As Marion's already alluded to, we have one candidate on the call. There are actually 11 candidates in total, which means Marion's one of 11. There are obviously representatives from the Conservatives, Liberal Democrats, Labour, Greens, Reform, Britain First, Monster Raving Loony Party. Yeah, that isn't me that's standing for that one, you'd be glad to know, but I do like their tag. Have a look, it's quite funny. And there's a couple of sort of people on there that I can't quite pronounce, I must admit. There's one that's, but if you have a look at the Wellingborough organisation's website, wellingborough.org/site/election-24, all the candidates are on there. We're asking for people to fill in the questionnaire on there so we can ask candidates, just like Marion, questions. So that'll hopefully be a good thing. And then we can put them on the websites. And the 2 Wellingborough forums, which one's on Facebook and one's on Nextdoor, to try and get the conversations going. If you are on Nextdoor, there is already quite a lively debate about the election on Wellingborough Forum. Not quite sure that I agree with it, but it's contained, so there's nothing rude on there, which is good.
We're an election venue. Didn't mention that.
She didn't mention that. So on the, what day is it? The 15th of Feb. from what I believe is 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. You can come and vote, but of course you do need to bring in photo ID, which is a big thing. If you haven't got photo ID, you do need to apply for something from Northants Council to prove your identity. And I believe it's probably only fair to give Marion the last few seconds. Go for it, Marion.
It's just to say, yeah, it's really important that people can still register to vote if they're not registered already. They've got till the 30th of January to register to vote.
Yeah.
And it go to basically there's a page on Northants Council's website called Wellingborough by-election, funnily enough, and loads of information on there to help people both if they want to register, if they want to, or if they're registered already and they want to ask for a postal vote or a proxy vote. And if also they haven't got, there's the information on there about what ID you need to take if you're going to a polling station, and also what you can do if you haven't got the ID. So that's the voter, it's the VAC card. Voter.
Can I just interject to say all the links are on the web page that I just
there's
said.
11 candidates all vying for your votes. We've got ones from the Conservatives, Labour, Liberal Democrats and Greens, of course, but some rare ones as well. And we've got 4 independent candidates to choose from as well. If you wanted to have a look at all the candidates, including all the ways, all the things you have to do to vote, you now have to show photo ID, for instance. Do have a look at our website, which is wellingborough.org/site/election-24. Bit of breaking news for you. There are 2 hustings coming up. The first one is on the 1st of February. It's a Radio Northampton one. It's going to be early in the morning. It should be listened live, but of course it will be on the iPlayer as well. The second one is on the 10th of February. It's going to be for the East coverage on the BBC, Look East, and that'll be a number of candidates included on that as well. So do have a look at that coverage. Of course, we will be sharing it across social media on the groups that we were talking about earlier. So thank you for joining our community forum. I hope you've enjoyed what everybody's had to say. Again, if you want to join next time, it's always on the last Friday of the month at 2 o'clock at EcoHub, or you can join on Zoom. Just simply go to wellingborough.org/site/community forum. We'll see you next month.